my way of stalling, actually. Just testing out the microphone. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
No, wait. Hi, thank you for coming out. I'm a little nervous right now because I want to do a good job well, I wrote it down, so. I had a hard time trying to figure out exactly how to give thanks and to cram 27, 28 years of I'm just gonna read, sorry. Father Bill has contributed much to many of our lives, to this church, to the community, at the world at large, from England to Madagascar, Wales and Scotland, and Israel and Jerusalem. And I had a hard time trying to figure out how exactly do you give thanks to everything. And I was struggling for a long time, so I wanted to cram it into 5 minutes. Well, I finally came to the conclusion, you can't, you don't. But what you do is you share memories and you tell stories amongst one another. Sometimes we do it individually, or we do it in a small group, or when we're fortunate enough, we'll have a large group like this. And today is a beautiful day to do that, in which we can all springboard forward together and as we transition and all that good jazz. So tonight's a night in which to celebrate all that together, and after we all disperse, we can share memories and stories and all that good jazz. I've always been one for statistics or stats or anything like that, so I came together with something hopefully you find kind of interesting. A quick statistical recap on my dad and all of his preachings. So, Bill on December 16th, 1978 became a priest. Out of his 37 years of being in the ministry, 27 of those years, 28, was it 27, 28? 27, okay, 27, cool. So around 27 years at St. Gregory's, Bill delivered on average about a sermon, maybe 2 a month. So we take about 18 sermons in a year, multiply that by 27, that's about 486 sermons. Now if we add to that the special children's sermons from Easter and Christmas, that makes a total of 54. And if you add that, so the grand total of all these sermons is 540 sermons. Now every Sunday has traditionally 3 services in which that sermon was repeated. So from the traditional 486 regular sermons he's done, times 3, that's 1,458 sermons, plus the 54 of the children's sermons, which means Bill has preached approximately 1,512 times at St. Gregory's Episcopal Church. Now let's just say for fun, each sermon is approximately 10 minutes long, which means that that's 15,120 minutes of speaking. And if there are 1,440 minutes in a day, then divide that and you find out that Bill has preached cumulatively for somewhere around 10.5 days of straight talking. And that's just in Deerfield. So that doesn't include the 7 years at St. Bart's in New York City, or 3 years in Davenport, Iowa at Trinity Cathedral. And I don't have those stats, so you don't have to worry about hearing more numbers. But what's pretty fun about all that, Bill never recycled a single sermon. Everything he did was original. And as you know, it was memorized. You know, it was spoken from the podium. He was out there with the congregation, with everyone. So, anyway, thought I felt like sharing that. Now, tying it back just a little bit, twice a year, Father Bill performs 2 special children's sermons with special guest speakers, Gaston, the reindeer, and Anastasia Escargot, the snail. Now, Gaston, as I recall, retired gracefully this past Christmas. And Anastasia went on to become bishop in England. Well, in 1999, there was a 3rd special guest who came for the children and the congregation. Her name was Charlotte, and she has come here today, actually, on the behalf of Gaston and Anastasia to give a small tribute to Father Roberts. Now, she does need some encouragement because normally when there's a lot of humans around, and there's typically a lot of screaming and smashing of objects around her. So, mainly because she's a spider, and I'm sure it has nothing to do with her size. So let's go ahead and cheer her on out, okay? How are you?
Well, hello there, everyone. Hi, Father Roberts.
And how are you today?
I'm well.
If I remember, the last time I saw you, you were looking for a job in IT.
That's right. I got a job in web design. Quite
created, Charlotte?
The World Wide Web.
It's an excellent contribution. How's that going for you, Charlotte?
It's okay. Not a lot of people seem to trust me.
Oh, what's that? Well, how come?
I guess it's because I'm always posting stuff to my web.
Okay.
Anyways, enough about me. This is about Father Roberts.
Well, you know, this is very true. So, what brings you here?
Well, you see, I wanted to leave Father Roberts a parting gift. The last time I was here, I helped give a bunch of little me's those Christmas spiders and some silver tinsel for the Christmas trees.
I remember. In fact, we put those up on our Christmas tree this past December.
That pleases me to hear. Well, keeping with tradition, I have spun together some very special cobwebbing for Father Roberts' party gift.
Well, that's very nice. Let's go check out to see what the gift looks like.
Okay.
Ooh.
My cobwebs are special sticky memory strings. You see, my small spider strings will always remind you that we are connected to one another, no matter how far we get or where we go. That memories and storytellings will always keep us close together because we will always be connected through life's web.
Well, that was very nice of you, Charlotte. It looks like we got a little corkboard here with the church, and Charlotte's spiderweb is there, and right, put on pictures and memories and all that good jazz. And just for fun, there's an old New Yorker cartoon, and it has Noah's Ark on it and a bunch of the animals, but the ark is sinking. And the caption underneath reads, "I knew the woodpeckers were a mistake." Well, so Charlotte, I'm going to put this down. Just kind of curious, what are you up to next?
Well, Father Bill's travels around the world have inspired me to travel the seas as well.
Ah, well, he is very inspirational that way. Where exactly were you thinking?
I was thinking about Paris. I hear they have some tasty delicacies.
Ooh, like what?
Like French flies.
I must have missed that one when I was over there.
Well, goodbye, boys and girls, grown-ups and fellow arachnids dwelling under the tables and ceiling corners. As is tradition in the spider world, when one spider departs from the other, time's fun when you're having flies.
Goodbye, Charlotte. Thank you very much for coming. Well, that was very nice for Charlotte to visit. So, before I go ahead and conclude things and hand things over to Karen, I do wish to extend not an additional contribution, but to there's a phrase that I kind of enjoy, and I'm going to tweak it just a bit because I kind of like it. For every great leader, there stands next to them a wonderful, powerful, and great figure. And in this case, standing tall next to my dad is my mom. Obviously you all know her as Ingrid or Mrs. Roberts, or more frequently culinary chef extraordinaire. Her dedication to her family and the countless gourmet meals that have rejuvenated us, especially our spirits and bodies, and the tireless, unwavering moments of support, especially during the really tricky times in life. They all really helped maintain and enable Bill to maintain his clear-headedness in situations and the services that he provides to the parish and his friends and extended family, and ultimately the love and the joy that he puts into his work day by day. So let us know that as we say goodbye to Bill and give thanks for his countless miracles and ministries and services, we are also giving thanks to Ingrid. So. Woo! So I'm going to share one final memory here, and it's very quick and it applies to none of you. So this is a memory that's popped in my head multiple times, and we so basically, when I was about 5 or 6 and my sister was babysitting me, I was at home at the rectory, and all of a sudden there was terrible emergency happened. and I didn't know what to do. It was Sunday morning, and Bill's preaching, Ingrid was watching, and so I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So I bolted, ran across the lawn, right into the hallway that leads right into the sanctuary, and there my dad is preaching, and there's my mom watching him. So I'm trying to wave down my mom, hey, I'm not trying to say anything, because all of a sudden I realized I'm going to get in a lot of trouble here because I'm interrupting the service. But then I remembered the emergency that's going back on at the home. Finally, my mom sees me, and she gestures to me to kind of be quiet, just to wait. I'm like, okay. And finally she comes over, I'm like, James, what's wrong? And I'm like, Mom, the Star Trek marathon is on, and the VCR stopped recording. I don't know what to do. And we are avid Star Trek fans, and we're total Trekkies, so I didn't know what to do. And so my mom was there with me, and she's like, oh, that is an emergency. So we bolted and took care of the whole situation. So anyway, just a quick little random memory.
Before I cap it off with a toast, a couple things. First of all, the last time I checked, I think the White Sox were beating the Astros was like 4-1 or something like that. So, I slipped them some money to make sure they got that win in for you today. And second is 6-0.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good. And then secondly, I'm so happy that you guys are going to be right down the street from us, and then so I can ensure you that in your retirement you are in good hands. And then finally, as James mentioned, we're big Star Trek fans, so to cap it off, I'd just like to say, to the undiscovered country, the future.